We've been board gaming for more than 20 years.
And in those 20 years, we've made a lot of mistakes teaching board games to other people.
That's the wrong rulebook. First of all, we're gonna show you these mistakes and then how to fix those.
So when you sit down, you can teach the games like you've never taught before.
Right here, we have gathered all the things we could figure that could help you teach board games. We're gonna slowly start with things that some of you might find, well, obvious, but then move on to things that even the most seasoned gamers will find really useful and practical. So let's start our journey right here with the homework that you hopefully did. The teach actually begins before the game night. Always do your homework and never do this.
So I just watched a board game hangover video. They said this is amazing. Like one of those guys top game of all time. Anyway, I don't know anything about it, but it shouldn't be too hard to read and learn on the spot, right? So intro, dear You'll be back? Are you gonna be? Okay, he jumped. Well, it can be played solo, so...
To avoid these situations where your friends just leave, read the rulebook beforehand. Or watch a video how to play it. Look at this handsome Canadian man. He does a good job, and that will help you massively. I even like to set up the games while I learn the rules, because sometimes there are some situations which doesn't make sense unless I move things and... Oh, that makes sense. You just move things.
Or if you have some time to spare or while doing something else, you can watch other people playing to make it clearer.
What exactly were you doing?
Dusting the plant.
Because you do that, right?
Because I do that all the time.
And if you want to go the extra mile,
or 1.6 kilometers,
you can actually take out your pen and write down any exceptions while learning the rules, so it's easier to access them and remember them. And our second point is to make it even a tiny bit more interesting.
Welcome to the game night, and a good way to pretend is that it's actually a game show, and you're the host of that show.
Welcome to Wonderland's War, where you're gonna take things and pull them out of the bag. Alright, this is definitely an exaggeration, but don't do this.
So the goal is to get the most victory points by doing all these 5 actions. On your turn you can do 2 of these actions, but no more than 1 of the other action that you haven't done before the first action. So actions have to follow each action in a different way than the previous action has been done in the second action.
Yes, we just showed the 2 extremes.
But you do want to make the other players as excited for the board game as you are. Because you are excited, right? Probes launching, probes landing. So exciting.
And don't worry, the only thing you have to actually do is tell them why you are so excited to play it. And talking about emotions, our third point is calming them down.
For most non-gamers, learning a new game is a lot of pressure. So I calm them down by saying, it's just a learning game. Don't worry, we're not gonna add the score into the wherever you add the scores so it counts.
It's just a game, bro. Why you have to be mad? There are 2 ways how you can teach the board games. Number 1 is teaching everything at once.
Or you can do the rolling teach.
You okay?
No, I can't.
Should I call the ambulance?
Yeah, please, help me get up. Rolling teach means that you teach most of the rules as you roll through the game, not at the beginning.
And it mostly works with co-op games or thematic games.
No, call the ambulance.
For example, in Nemesis, you don't have to explain the rules. Whenever you go in those rooms, then you flip it and explain to everybody what's there. You can get into the goodness of the game much quicker. Same thing goes for the event. There's no need to explain those.
Yes, there will be those people who really need to know everything before we start. Well, give them the rulebook. They can read through the events and explanations of those as you play, still.
Sure, as well as remember, this is a learning game. Let's play this with the rolling start. Next time you will know what's in those rooms, if it's a good game and you like it. Otherwise, why would you care? Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. In other words, the structure that you need to use. No matter which way you go, the regular or the rolling one, structure is the key word. Always start by explaining who are you. Set the theme. That's the most important part to make it interesting. Next up, always explain why. Why are you doing this? Usually it's, hey, we're fighting for victory points, but thematically, why are you creating these instruments? Why do you want to do this? For glory, for recognition, for your dad's love. All of that goes.
Then announce when does the show end, the credits roll, and who's the star of the show, aka the winner. And only then will you move on to explaining the actions.
And one little small trick that I have found that really works in these situations is saying, if you forget everything else, just remember this one thing. And now explain the one thing that they need to remember. For example, on your turn, just place down a card and we will see what happens. That's all you need to remember. This simple trick takes off all the pressure from teaching heavy games like Virgin Queen.
Yes, all you do is just play out a card and do its event or action. Simple, 1 or 2, A or B, this or that.
All the pressure relieved.
But what about the other 49 pages in the rules?
Nobody cares that. Okay. It's fine, it's fine. That's all you need to remember.
I've been teaching Virgin Queen wrong all this time.
Yeah.
A huge help for keeping and following the structure is the player aid.
And if your game did not come with one, you can actually create one. This has been a huge help for me teaching Elder Scrolls. This is great.
This has been a huge help for me teaching SETI.
Yeah.
Are we comparing player aids now? Well, mine's thicker.
Mine's taller.
Mine's thicker. Oh, wait. Whoa, Transformer player aid. Autobots, roll out.
Next up, let's do a quick fire round with tips and tricks. Here are some tips and tricks you can use along the way.
First, whenever explaining component, point at it so they know what it is. Or explaining card, show it to everyone.
And always show examples. For example, see what I did there? Whenever you place a worker, do it like this.
Also, interact with your audience. Ask them questions. It's not a one-man show.
And read their faces. For example, if their faces look like this, you definitely need to change things up. For example, throw in a joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he wanted to roll? Was that a joke? It's definitely a bad joke. Jokes don't need to be good, okay? And when the explanation is done, go back to that simple, if you forgot everything, just remember this one thing.
What does the card do? What do you do on your turn?
Either use the action points or the events. That's all you need to remember. Let's play.
But what about still those 49?
No, I don't care. You don't have to remember that. We're gonna play through that.
But there's the marriage phase that...
Yeah. Still, action points or text. That's it. Right. And we're married. Congratulations. Sir.
If after all the explanations, you're not sure if they're ready yet,
I'm not quite ready yet.
do an example round or turn. Just play through it and then reset and start over. Then they'll know.
I'm also not all there yet.
TMI, man, TMI.
Will you do one of those roles?
No.
He will.
Too many.
I bet he will.
There's TMI, too much information, and then TMR, too many roles.
Now you're done with the rules, but you're not done with the teach.
During the game, you have to be available to questions and ask questions if there are any questions.
Here's a new card. What does the symbol mean?
It means that you can take this chip and add it to your bag.
I'll take this chip and add it to my imaginary bag. And the last one, just let them play. I feel stuck. I don't know what to do.
In these cases, you can give some suggestions and nudge them one way or the other. But don't play in their stead. They still have to make all the decisions and all the bad choices. Throwing those cards out, bad choice. Should have kept them.
And that's how we teach board games.
We don't mean to know everything, so if you have any other tips that we didn't mention, leave them in comments. And thank you for watching.
If you like this video, be sure to check out our stereotypes video, because that's a fun one like this as well.
Come on, man! So the goal is to get the most victory points by doing all these 5 actions. On your turn you can do 2 of these actions, but no more than one of the other action that you haven't done before the first action. So actions have to follow each action in a different way than the previous action has been done in the second action, unless you do the 5th action